Hi everybody, my name is Justin Tyler Tate, and in this video we'll be making Hakka-style swansai, or fermented mustard greens. The process itself is somewhere between making kimchi and making pickled cucumbers. Swansai is a common pastry staple in Hakka households, often used in hot pot and stir fries, and my favorite beef noodle place in Taiwan always has a huge bowl of swansai that you can add to your dish. Although it's still pretty common, swansai actually dates back to the 11th to 7th centuries BCE. Before we start, I found a translation of a poem on Wikipedia by the Chinese poet Xin Nanshan that is said to describe the ancient production methods and traditions of swansai. In the midst of the fields are the huts, and along the bounding divisions are gourds. The fruits are sliced and pickled to be presented to our great ancestors, that their distant descendants may have a long life and receive the blessings of heaven. If you can't find mustard greens for your swansai, you could substitute it for napa cabbage, and I'll be substituting it for romaine for the sake of showing you the process. To begin, there are two common methods for making swansai. The first involves letting the greens dry in the sun for a day, but this requires warm summer temperatures and, obviously, ample sunlight. The second method involves blanching your greens for 15 to 20 seconds by dipping the base of the greens into boiling water, soaking them for a bit, and then pulling them out. If using mustard greens, you'll notice that the water will turn slightly green. Repeat this for all of your greens. If you've dried your swansai in the sun, then you're going to want to rinse it with clean water and then rub salt between each of the leaves. If using the blanching method, then you can use a combination of sugar and salt to rub on each leaf. But regardless of which method, you'll want to use ample salt. It's said that the more salt you use, the tastier the swansai will be. After salting your greens, the next step is to put them in a sterile plastic or glass container. You want to kind of fold them into each other and pack them as tightly as possible on the bottom of your container, repeating to make layers if need be. The main difference between the production of paltsai and swansai is that the greens for swansai are slowly pressed as the fermentation takes place. To achieve this, I've put a smaller plastic lid inside of my fermentation container, which has a small cup between it and the lid of the container. You could alternately use a rock or other source of weight to press the greens down in your container. You can pour a little bit of boiled water that's been left to cool or distilled water into your container just to cover your greens, and then shift the container back and forth from right to left to get rid of as many bubbles as possible. Leave your greens to ferment for 21 days at room temperature. Thanks for watching, and happy fermenting.